and welcome to Tales from the Clinic. This is a new podcast hosted by Dr. Molly and myself, Ashley, just a regular gal. The premise of this podcast is all things pets and veterinary medicine. Dr. Molly is here to do that part. I am here to make sure she's using words us regular people can understand. Each episode we will dive into different aspects of veterinary medicine, interesting cases seen at the clinic, and just general advice on pet ownership in hopes of educating and giving a glimpse into our world. So, let's get started. Hey everybody, we are back. We are actually diving into topics this time. Super excited. It's me, Ashley, regular Ashley, and Dr. Molly sitting across from me right now. So today we are going to be talking about allergies. There's quite a few different ones. Molly is going to guide our ship on this lovely adventure this morning. We'll be diving into 3 different subjects. We've got flea allergies, we've got food allergies, and we've got environmental allergies. So, Dr. Molly, you want to take us out to sea?
With all of these ship references, Miss Rachel songs from my toddler are just flowing in my brain now, and you've now erased all allergy talk.
You can sing a song for us if you like.
Okay, so allergies. And I want all of y'all to be very appreciative because people pay good money to come to the office for me to give them this spiel, and y'all are getting it for free.
Dun, 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 dun.
Congratulations. This may not be my most exciting topic. Allergies and skin are not the things that wake me up in the morning, but they're very real. And being springtime, especially in Texas, we felt it was the perfect time to address them because they are running rampant and we are seeing them almost every other to every third appointment nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be itching and scratching and blowing their noses. And I mean, it's affecting us too. So why not? Can't it affect our pets? And we want to discuss why they are itchy and scratchy and acting the way they are and what you can do to help at home and when to go in for the professionals to give you some additional help. And there are 3 main reasons why our dogs and cats become itchy, scratchy, and start being miserable in their own skin. Fleas being the most important, especially down here in the South. Food being the second most important, and environmental issues being the third. And so we'll kind of discuss each of these topics separately. Fleas. Let's start fleas.
Fleas.
They're kind of cute.
What?
They're kind of cute.
No.
Have you ever looked at them up close? And they're so talented.
I think goldfish are cute when I look at them up close.
No.
It's better.
Fleas jump so... Can you imagine if we jumped as high as fleas did?
I wouldn't have gone to school for art, I'll tell you that.
Fleas, though, they can be a bugger to get rid of.
Oh, wow. Good. Nice.
It was so funny. I thought you'd appreciate that. That's so good. I had a really hard time not becoming British in that sentence because that's totally a British.
You should try it.
Nope. And I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to have Ashley do our first pronunciation word.
No. Okay.
So this is the Latin term for the cat flea, and I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to do your bestest.
Okay.
Ready?
Ooh. Ctenocephalides felis.
That was great.
Did I nail it?
No.
How is it pronounced properly, Molly?
Ctenocephalides felis.
That's exactly what I said.
No! That's horrible. That's so great.
Why is there a C? Just so everybody knows, because you're not looking at the word, there is a silent C in front of the T, which is one of my first complaints.
It's a great word for silent letter day.
I don't like silent letter day.
Oh, it's so fun.
No.
You're so cute.
I need a coffee.
Okay, so fleas. And yes, there are different types of fleas for different types of species. So there's a cat flea, there's a dog flea, and they don't usually jump from animal to animal, but when those little buggers get desperate, they'll go to whoever has blood.
Gross.
So the life cycle of the vast majority of our fleas is about 2 weeks. So when you have a flea that's an adult and they lay an egg and that egg hatches, and it goes through its little life stages of its little flea self, and it becomes an adult able to reproduce. That is a 2-week span. So all of you people out there that are battling these little turds right now, you have to treat your house, treat your yards every 2 weeks for a couple of cycles to get rid of them. If you just do it once, you're killing all of the adults in the area, but you're about to have a whole little community of eggs hatching, and they're going to grow up, and they're going to start all over and build afresh.
And whenever we say the deep cleaning at home, it is a lot of deep cleaning. It is if it's carpet, if you have, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like a carpet safe bleach. And you spray this on your carpet, you vacuum multiple times, you do the attachment to get into the corners where the carpet meets the wall. If you don't have carpet, any hardwood surfaces, you use hot bleach water. Clothing, bedding, what our pets like to lay on the most, we need to wash those on very hot water as well. And then you repeat, like Molly was saying. And then also treating the yard. You may completely get rid of everything in the yard or in the house, but the yard ends up being infested with fleas. And every time your pet goes outside, even for a second, they bring a flea back in and you start all over.
And you don't necessarily have to go hire like a pesticide company. There's a lot of over-the-counter products that work for your yard just fine. I personally am a fan of Sevin Dust, Sevin dust, that you can find at Lowe's or Walmart. I think it works great, and it's generally safe for your dogs and cats or whoever to walk through, and it's not gonna hurt them. As well as treating our house and our environment. Because these little critters like to go from animal to animal, you have to treat every single animal in your house. If you see a flea on your dog, yes, you need to treat the cat. Or the fleas are just going to the cat while the dog's on flea medicine and then going right back to him when the flea medicine runs out.
Yeah, it's like a clingy girl at a bar.
But like thousands.
But thousands of them? Oh no.
Can you imagine? Oh, scary. Oh, scary. But these are cuter and they can jump higher, so I kind of appreciate them more. And there are lots and lots and lots of flea products. However, down here in the swamp, none of those over-the-counter products work, except for sentinel collars. Or Seresto collars, not sentinel collars. Seresto collars are the only ones that I find do anything around here. But all of your front lines and your Advantixes and all of those, they don't do nothing. Them fleas look at that and they laugh and they bite right next to it. It does nothing. The only thing that works around here are your Seresto collars and your prescription grade products because we have not used the heck out of them. I don't know about the rest of the country. Probably similar.
Yeah, I use the Seresto collar. That's the one that it lasts like 7 or 8 months.
It lasts 6 months if the dog's getting wet with it all the time. It lasts 8 months if it's staying dry.
That's awesome. Yeah, what I used those on my cats a few years ago, and it was day and night difference, and then they were gone. They didn't come back.
It's great. And there's, most of your prescription grade products don't last that long. They last like 1 month, or there's Bravecto that lasts for 3 months, and Bravecto works great. I love it. But the word on them streets is there's a 12-month shot coming out soon-ish, hopefully, which would be lovely. And so you could pair that with your Pro Heart shot and be covered for all the buggies for a whole year.
That'd be great. We get a lot of people asking about a flea in general.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, they make all of our dreams come true.
Science!
Okay, moving on to food. All right.
I like food.
Don't come after me, but I'm just going to shoot down all of y'all's thought processes here. I know that y'all are brainwashed. I understand that Beneful and Alpo and all of those places make really good commercials. However, the vast majority of food allergies in our dogs and cats are not grain related. They are protein related. So all of these grain-free diets aren't doing the mostest. They're just causing heart disease.
Heart disease?
Because they're taurine deficiency, and you need taurine for your cardiac muscles, which is an amino acid. So if your dog or cat is on a grain-free diet, please, especially cats, give them a taurine supplement at minimum, but it's best just to move them away from the grain-free diet because it's not doing what you think it's doing. The number 1 and number 2 allergies are actually chicken and beef.
That sucks.
I know.
I love those. Not that I eat dog food, but I love them as, people food.
So if I have a dog or cat come in the building and they don't have fleas, the number one next question I ask is, what food are they on? Are you feeding them a chicken-based diet? If the answer to that is yes, usually I recommend switching over to a turkey or a fish product. Both of those protein sources are naturally cooling, so when we get really inflamed and hot because we're itching all the time, we don't add extra heat with our food that we're giving them. And turkey and fish are more widely accepted amongst our four-legged friends.
And majority of the diets that are available out there, you more than likely you don't have to switch huge brands or huge diets. They have a turkey or fish option available in the exact same thing that you already get.
Right. If you're on Purina Pro Plan, which is what all of my careers have been on forever, if you're on Purina Pro Plan and you give them the Adult 7 Plus, which is a chicken-based, you can just switch over to the Purina Pro Plan Sensitive Skin and Stomach that is a turkey-based or a salmon-based. And it doesn't mess with their GI tract as much because you're within the same brand. And you buy it at the same place in the store, so you're used to it. Doesn't change your life that much. If they're still having allergy issues after you switch them proteins, there are your prescription grade diets that break down the protein source so that the dog only registers it as amino acids, and sometimes we have to go to that length, but for the vast majority of children, if you just switch them away from chicken and beef, they do significantly better. Oh, and there are allergy panels that you can send out. And sometimes they help, and sometimes the numbers we get from those are insane. Like, they tell us this dog is significantly allergic to milk. And I'm like, you shouldn't be feeding him milk anyway, so it's
good to know.
And the vast majority of the time, it doesn't tell us much different than what we already can kind of deduce. Conclude. Come up with.
So would you say because allergy testing also is not cheap.
No, it's expensive.
Do you find if you have the money to do it, you should, or is it more of a we are out of options, we can't figure out what we're allergic to?
I usually wait for a while to recommend it. So I don't just jump to it from the start. And if I'm going to do it, it is to guide me into the immune modulating treatments that you can get from them.
Don't worry, we're going to get to that. That was some big words. I got y'all. Don't worry.
So I'm not just always using it as your dog's allergic to this. That's cool to know. I'm using it to get the treatments that we can get out of it.
I get you. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into environmental since we're already there.
Dun 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 dun.
Environmental is also very, very prevalent, especially down here in them swamp. We are the number one hotspot for allergies, hence why I'm good at this topic, because I see it all the time. There are lots and lots of things in the environment that can trigger us. A lot of pollens, a lot of weeds, dust mites. The numbers that I get in my allergy panels for dust mites is insane. And what can you do about dust mites? You can't. They're everywhere. Everybody has them. I don't care how much you clean your house. They're everywhere. And you can't make them go away, so how do we treat them, right?
Yeah.
Now, there are over-the-counter medications that we can get to, that you can use, and sometimes they help, and sometimes they're not quite enough. So like your Benadryl and your Zyrtec, just generic Benadryl and Zyrtec, don't ever use anything that's like Zyrtec D. The D is not good. It's not good for them. It's fine for you. It's bad for dog. D is not for dog.
D is not for dog.
Or cat.
Or cat.
But your Benadryl and your Zyrtec generic, the cheap version, your dose is about 1 milligram per 1 to 2 pounds, generally.
So what that means is if you have a 25-pound dog, Benadryl or Zyrtec, usually, I know Benadryl for sure comes in a 25 milligram tablet.
Zyrtec comes in 10 milligram.
Zyrtec comes in 10 milligram. So a 25-pound dog would get one Benadryl at 25 milligrams, or Zyrtec at 10 milligrams, you get 2.5. And you can do that up to twice daily with Benadryl.
Yep. Zyrtec works best if you give it once a day at nighttime. I don't know why, but it likes nighttime.
I like nighttime.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm a Zyrtec.
If those over-the-counter products just ain't doing it and they just ain't enough, we do have your prescription grade products. The two that I kind of reach for the most are your Apoquel, which is a once daily pill that's very expensive, or your Cytopoint, which is a injection that you give. The first time that you give it, it lasts for 3 to 4 weeks, and the second time you give it, it lasts for 3 to 4 months. So that might be enough to get you through the summer and back into the fall and winter where we don't have as many of these problems.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients that are like that, where we see them kind of peak allergy season for their injections, and then otherwise, I mean, as long as they're healthy, we won't see them the entire winter.
And that's very convenient. And yes, Cytopoint's also expensive, but it's about the same if you're buying Apoquel pills for that amount of time. Like it actually might be a little cheaper than Apoquel after the 5-6 months.
Yeah, and then also the not having to do daily dosing.
Yes. Especially for critters that are hard to medicate.
Yeah.
That makes life a lot easier, which is nice. Convenience.
I don't know what that was.
If neither of these drugs are doing it and they're not enough, that's usually when I jump into our allergy panel and I use our immune-mediated sublingual drops after we get our allergy panel results, which tend to do the trick.
Yeah. The sublingual drops. And again, everybody, I don't do science, so I'm going to explain this in the dumb way that I understand it. But they take some of the blood, the serum, they do science things to it, to spin it down, break it down, see specifically what your pet is allergic to. And then they make their recommendations, and then there's these drops that go in the mouth.
Under the tongue. Sublingual. Under tongue.
I just thought that meant under the skin.
Subcutaneous.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Submarine. Under ocean.
The sea. Oh.
Water.
But yeah, so it's a little drop that goes under the tongue. And that one, there's like different colors to it. Of like, as it builds up in your system, you use certain colored vials.
You're doing great.
I'm not.
You give it more frequently at first, and then after your dog gets the first dosing, you kind of pare down how frequently you give it. So it's more expensive up front because you're giving it like every day, but then after a while, you're only giving it once a week.
Ah.
And that's the different colored vials.
Got it. I explained all of that. Molly didn't help.
Yep. You're an adult. You did it by yourself. Okay, so here's another. I'm just going to throw this out there. All of you critters that have chronic ear infections, ears or skin, and you probably have chronic ear infections because you have an underlying allergy. I'm gonna put that little bug in your mind. And if you have chronic ear infections that you can't get under control, that's a whole nother topic, but you should probably look into what is causing them. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
And then last topic, over-the-counter shampoos. They can help with our itch. They can help with those secondary bacterial infections that your dogs are getting because they're scratching wounds into themselves. If you can find an oatmeal shampoo and conditioner, those tend to be moisturizing in a good way, not like coconut oil that they lick off and then they clog all their arteries and then they have heart disease.
Oh my gosh. Don't use coconut based.
Don't use coconut. Use an oatmeal shampoo and conditioner for general itch. If you have secondary bacterial infections, which are the redness and the crusties and the yuckies, then you use something that's an antiseptic, and that will help a little bit, but you still have to treat that allergy.
And if you're wondering kind of what to keep an eye out for, skin infections, especially a very common one, especially in this part of the swamp, is yeast infections, which is just like a moisture buildup. And this can happen in the ears. It can happen in the folds if you've got like a wrinkly puppy. And that's got a Frito chip yeasty smell. So if you smell the yeast, if you smell the chips
in the folds.
Why did I say that?
Yeast are also cute.
No, they're... She's crazy, man.
I know that was a lot of information in a very short period of time, but allergies are a big topic. They're a big topic. They took me quite a number of days to learn. At least 7.
You learned good.
Thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. The email will be up, down, down. In the words below the play button.
Whew.
Wow.
Down below the words.
Good at science, not technology.
Yep.
Shoot me an email, and I know how to read, and I know how to answer.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you for coming out today. And we will be back next time. I think we will probably be talking about parvo.
Oh, poopsies.
Another thing that runs rampant in this part of
Runs.
It does run. It's running. It's running.
We're so funny.
We're so funny. But yeah, so next time we'll be coming back to you with talks on parvo, as that time of season is about to kick off as well with allergies. So we want to get you guys prepared and kind of know what to expect as we get into our Texas spring. So yeah, we'll see you next time.
Make good incisions.
Thank you for joining us on Tales from the Clinic. Again, we are your hosts, Dr. Molly and Regular Ashley. For more insider scoops into the vet med life and pet ownership, hit that subscribe button for updates on new episodes, and of course, share our channel to spread the word. Check the podcast notes below to see how you can get in contact with us. You can also find all of Dr. Molly's affordable pet healthcare clinics on social media as well.